Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Time to take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Thanks so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it very much. Look here guys, I get to fight with wax on the bottle. Y'all know how much I love that. Tits on a borehole when you see wax on the bottle. You'll never convince me otherwise of that, guys. I mean, I've heard every story in the book for putting wax on the bottle. Only thing it does is make it more expensive. Trust me. If the cap's put on correctly, it's carbonated. The air's inside. It's trying to get out, not get in. So it's just, in my humble, honest opinion, guys, a way to make the beer more expensive. They're going to put this beer in a 16-ounce can and it'll be just as damn tasty, just as damn good as it is in this damn high dollar 22-ounce with wax on top of it. Trust me. Anyway, back to the beer. This is the Abyss 2019 Reserve Old World. I think it's the only year they've done the Old World Reserve. So, and I have done this beer several times, guys, over the years, and it was a very, very tasty beer. So I haven't had this one. This was brought to me by my brother Dennis, and he picked it up, and I'm sure it was not, absolutely not, a cheap bottle of beer to buy. So, again, thanks Dennis, I do appreciate it, my brother. I know this is probably going to be a tasty beer, but at one time this may be even have been a 10 beer to me or a lot of other people. Don't know if it's going to get there today. We shall see here shortly. So with that being said, and of course Deschutes Brewery is out of Oregon. They built a brewery here 20 miles from my house, and it did good for a couple years, and then they closed it down. And I don't know if Deschutes, I think they're doing contract brewing out of that facility now. I mean, it had a big, had the big brass tons in there where they, I mean, it was a beautiful place, and food, and I mean, it was awesome. And they just closed the doors, shut it down. Don't understand that. I don't think I've bought a Deschutes beer since then. I may have reviewed one that may have been sent to me, but I haven't bought a single Deschutes beer since they closed the brewery down 20 miles from my house. Built this, it's hard to tell how much that place cost. It was gorgeous. And now they're contract brewing beers out there. They're not even making anything with the Deschutes name on, as far as I know. So can't even go into buildings unless you work there. Stupid. Anyway, again, this is a big beer, guys. I mean, I think this is a 10. It says bottled on right here underneath the government warning. But damn, if it's on there, I can't see it, and if it's stamped on there, it's done faded out, guys. I mean, I can't see anything. So anyway, you know it's 2019. But if they were trying to put something there, it's not there now. And I thought it had it on here. It says Imperial Stout brewed with blackstrap molasses, licorice, cherry bark, black pepper, and whole vanilla beans aged in sherry barrels. Not a big sherry fan, but it doesn't have the ABV. And according to Beer Advocate, they say 10.8% here, and Untapped also has 10.8%, no IBUs. Retired beer since it was a 2019, one time only, and again 80% barrel aged in sherry barrels according to Untapped. Very dark looking in the glass, looks like an Imperial Stout in the glass. So let me get my knife out and start carving on this silly ass damn wax. I mean, Lord have mercy. Whoever thought that up ought to have, well, we ain't going there. We ain't going there. I mean, if the cap is put on correctly, guys. Oh, somebody might kind of imitate it or make something. Really? Are you kidding me? Somebody's going to spend the time to make a label and do all the stuff and I just don't buy it. I just do not buy that. That is a lame excuse. Again, this exact same beer in a 16-ounce can is going to be just as tasty now, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years down the road. And depending on how it's stored, it may even be tastier in a can. Because the can is a mini keg, guys. It's not letting any light in. And even though this is a dark brown bottle with dark beer in it, it's still, if it was sitting on a shelf somewhere and there was some sunlight coming through the window and it was accidentally or getting in there, it's not going to be good for the beer, guys. Light and oxygen is the two worst things for beer. Alright, we got it open. Hopefully there ain't no wax. And yep, there's a ring right there. And that's what I'm saying. I think it's a wasted effort. And I mean, it's nice. I mean, if you're just trying to impress somebody, I mean, wax bottle, wax cover top. Oh yeah, I'm special. Special kind of stupid. Like John Wayne said, life is hard. It's even harder when you're stupid. Anyway, back to the beer. We did the swirly swirl. We got a full glass. I got enough in there to give the other half. Right at a finger of head. Awesome looking stout there, guys. Pitch black, no light. Very nice looking beer. To the nose we go. And I don't want to be reading anything while I'm telling you what I'm smelling now. Roasted malt. I'm getting a slight hint of some cherries. Maybe that's the sherry. And according to the bottle, the only thing is telling me that this is just the Old World 2019 release. And then on the side, it's the Imperial Stout with the black strap molasses. You're going to more than likely taste the roasted malt and black molasses, caramel, slight hints of caramel, toffee, very typical for an Imperial Stout. And then on this licorice, yes, again, depending on what malt they use, you might get some of that licorice taste for maybe some black patent malt. Cherry bark, that's where I'm getting the cherry from, evidently. And black pepper, not so much. And whole vanilla beans. It does have a vanilla-esque, but it's not super prominent on the nose. It may be on the taste. It's a very pleasant aroma. So, I mean, if they go into the trouble to put it in this 22 ounce and have somebody stand at the end of the line and dip every bottle into the wax thing, they're thinking it's pretty special. So, like, again, not a cheap bottle. He did not tell me what this cost, but I'm sure it was not cheap. It could very easily have been a $30 bottle. Very nice. On the taste, a little bit of the pepper, blackstrap molasses, roasted malt. And with them using cherry bark, I don't know how much cherry-esque taste that I should be getting from the bark of it, not the fruit. So, a very nice, well done, with a little bit of unusual ingredients, but very well done. The alcohol seems to be very well hidden. It's a pleasant beer to drink. So, I mean, this is, they're touting one of their specialty beers being packaged this way. So, again, not blowing my hair back or my socks off or anything. I mean, to go to this extent for something that's not a 8, 9, or a 10 beer might be a little extravagant when it costs as much as it does. So, again, Not super excited, not having my hair blowed back or my socks off. Decent, but I'm not at this stage. I'm not sure it's even going to get to the A category. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. To be honest guys, I'm not overwhelmed. I've had a different opinion of this in 2019 than I do now in 2022. I think it's a decent beer. I think it's a well-made beer. But I don't even think it's an A beer, guys. I'm sorry. I just don't think it's worth all the hoopla that they put this bottle through with the 22 ounce and the wax. I think it would have been just as freaking lovely in a 16 ounce can. It's just my opinion though, guys. I mean, this would not be something, now that I've tasted it, that I would want to go search out and pick up something like this. And again guys, different variations, this being the old world version in 2019, it may be different from the regular Abyss Reserve or whatever. So this is something different. The label's different than what I've seen before. Most of them are a red burgundy type label and stuff, and this one's a little bit different. Got that big yellow insignia on the front of it, so it's different than what I reviewed before. And again, I think the Abyss series was awesome. I probably gave that some good grades, but I didn't go back and look. But it definitely sticks in my mind like a beer to pick up if you see it. This one, not so much. Not so much. Final chug. To me, guys, this drinks like a typical stout. A typical. The only thing I can say good about it right now is the ABV being at 10.8%, which is pretty good. Is very well hidden. Other than that, it drinks like a typical Imperial Stout. Nothing that's blowing my hair back on my socks off. And maybe it's just me. You might pick it up and say, oh my God, that's the best thing I've ever tasted. And at one time I may have agreed with that. But right now, I just can't. So guys, honestly, as much as I hate to say this, this is a B+ beer. It's not even into the A category in my humble, honest opinion. So, with that being said, 88. Over to Beer Advocate, they say, ha ha, 88. I agree with them for a change. It doesn't happen very often that I agree with Beer Advocate. And Untapped has it a 3.78 B+ again. So, it's pretty unanimous. I don't think anybody's overwhelmed by this beer. So again, you never know. Guys, let me give you this bit of advice. If you have a smartphone and you're buying beer and you can pull that smartphone out and you can go, I wouldn't even say, I used to say go to Beer Advocate or Untapped. Just go to Untapped. If you don't have an account, set up an Untapped account. And then you can go in and you're logged into that account. You can type in any beer at any beer store or wherever you buy your beer. And type that in, and if it's got 1,000 ratings or more, and it's into the 4 point something, 4.0 or bigger, you can be pretty rest assured you're going to buy a good beer. I mean, if it's down into the 3s. Because they average those reviews out. Well, one person say it's a 4.5, the next one might say it's a 3.5, and they average all that out. So with all those ratings and it's still above a 4 or bigger, you're pretty safe on buying that beer, and it's going to be a very, very tasty beer for the style that it is. So take that advice, if you will, and use it, a grain of salt or whatever you want to say there. But that's how. If you really want to find out what everybody else is thinking about the beer, they average all those out. So if you see that 4.0 or bigger, you're and 1,000 people or more have commented on it, you're pretty safe to say that's probably worthy of spending my money on. So with that being said, if you've had the Abyss Old World 2019, the Reserve, I guess they call it 2019 Reserve. I wasn't blown away by this like I have been by some of the Abysses. So this one, Maybe that's why we only did it 1 year. I don't know. If you had, let me know. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.